'Cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story. So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, and I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. What uppers? Everybody hit that like button. Here we go. Yeah, hit that like button. Like it and share it. Come on. Wagwan. There is no way to teach love. And if you teach love and somebody becomes trained under your teachings, he may go to Hollywood and may become an actor, but he will never become a lover. You are very teaching, you are very disciplined, will be the barrier. So I say I don't teach religion. Religion is something that passes through heart to heart, not through head to head. The moment religion passes through head to head, it becomes theology. It is no more religion. I compare it with love because that is the... I love him. But he didn't have to whistle like that. But that's the homie Osho. I don't know if you guys are hip to Osho's work, but he's a very interesting figure. But he said something that was quite profound. We live in a society that has identified love as a verb, right? People are focused on love being an act of doing something, an act, so to speak. And it's unfortunate. He said it's love is not something that is head to head. It is heart to heart. Now, what's interesting about tonight's topic, and the reason why Osho plays such a prominent role in tonight's topic, is because, you know, folk been asking me, like, why do we go back to something we know? Right? Well, why do we go back to a toxic norm over a piece that is unknown to us? Many times you hear people say, oh, you know, the good guy or the guy that was best for a person or a woman was rejected, or, you know, the person went back to somebody that was toxic, right? And I think it's important that we dive deep into this concept tonight. The reason being is because I think people still don't get it, right? We live in a society that is technologically driven. Technology is governed by the scientific method. Even our schools of thought, such as psychology, ruled by the scientific method. And wherever there's a scientific method, there will be a linear approach that leads to specific outcomes. This is why the love is a verb concept is such a widely agreed upon concept. But tonight's topic is designed to rip that thing apart. Tonight's topic: why do many only see the beast in you while ignoring the peace in you? Recycling familiar toxic norms over healing unknowns. Why do we prefer the familiar, even if it's toxic? I want to know that question. And there are many people out there who, if they were honest, they would acknowledge that a toxic norm is preferable. Now, some people say, Zoe, you're going too far. You're pushing it too far. People say they want to heal. But let me tell you something. Healing is a radical deconstruction of who you think you are currently. And when you get into this deconstruction phase, you're going to run into your ego. And one thing about the ego is the ego does not want to do anything or participate in anything that requires its annihilation. Your sense of self is built on the toxicity you avoid. What do you mean I avoid? Yeah, within you. That's why so much is put on the partner to show up right. So much is put on the partner. They got to be this way. They got to be that way. So I don't have to do anything. Do you see? This is real talk tonight. The beast you feed will inevitably devour the peace you need. Let me say it again. The beast you feed will inevitably devour the peace you need. We chain ourselves to familiar hells because our brains mistake toxicity for oxygen. Trauma bonds chemically mirror divine connection. Dopamine addicted to chaos. Spirituality becomes the ultimate gaslight. Check out Rumi's works on barriers and how they justify avoidant hearts. According to Dr. David R. Hawkins, he talks about the vibrations of shame and rage being transformed into silence. Your beast isn't wildness. It's the cowardice clinging to inherited pain. Oh, gosh. I don't want to let it go because it's a part of who I think I am. It justifies my victimhood, right? Sometimes we romanticize suffering as a form of loyalty, compatibility, and connection. True peace, for many of us, it deeply terrifies us. It demands the annihilation of the stories that birthed and molded us. Society rewards victimhood-minded martyrs, not rebels who strive to tame their inner beast. Here's the rub. What you call self is really just Stockholm syndrome of the soul. Stockholm syndrome of the soul, of the shadow of the unrequited wounds. Do you understand? When you ignore a wound, you imprison yourself and you crystallize a victimhood mindset. Because somebody else got to show up right in order for the relationship to be right. We go back to familiar hells because the heat brings warmth. The hell is toxic. Hell is supposed to be a hospital for the soul. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready to choose unknown serenity over rehearsed agony. Isn't healing, it's treason against everything you've been taught to worship. The revolution begins when you stop conflating familiarity with safety. Do you understand? We've outsourced inner peace for outer quiet, for outer compliance, for outer capitulation. Listen, this is not how this is supposed to work. Do you understand? You'll go back to a toxic norm if they agree to your conditional forgiveness stipulations. Changed behavior might be a new way to perform. Ooh, I know you don't want to hear it put that way. Somebody come in here. Somebody call me. 1-800-920-1580. Somebody meme it. Changed behavior might be an upgraded performance in order to seem like a change has been made. No, that's just halftime adjustments. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Evolutionary betrayal. Why your brain hardwires trauma bonds as survival mechanisms. Disorganized attachment patterns, according to John Bowlby, replicate childhood survival strategies, mistaking abuse for care. According to Nietzsche, his concept, will to power, inverted subjugation becomes a perverse assertion of agency in the powerlessness of an individual. Soul contracts, according to Courtney Jones, reinterpreted as karmic reenactments of ancestral suffering. It's happening in your relationship today. This is why you're going back to familiar hells. This is why you're going back to the hell fire that brings some kind of warmth. Maybe the warmth makes you feel like you're alive. 1-800-920-1580. According to fMRI studies, they show trauma bonding activates the same neural pathways as opioid addiction. You've become a master manipulator because you know how to get your fix. You use your body, you use your beauty, you use your intellect, you use your cleverness, you use it all to manipulate and try to control and maneuver the situation to where you can get the optimum level of supply. Do you see? I know what I want and I know it's toxic, but this time around, I'm going to get what's owed to me. I'm going to get what I deserve. Sacred sabotage, self-sabotage. It's sacred now. How spirituality gaslights victims into tolerating abuse. Spiritual bypassing. There's a lesson here. I'm here for the lesson. Ooh. Spiritual bypassing. John Wellwood pathologizes healthy anger as low vibration. Sometimes it's okay to be righteously indignant when disrespected. 1-800-920-1580. Why do you keep going back? Remember the lesson, forget the person. Right? The lesson was designed to grow you up spiritually. The lesson was designed to reveal you to you so you can claim the parts of you that you are ashamed of. Remember the lesson. Forget the person. The person was only a mirror of a neglected lesson. That's what they were there for. That's why they came into your life. According to Soren Kierkegaard, his concept of leap of faith, it is weaponized to justify enduring toxic relationships as divine tests. Everything is a test. And it becomes evil when you neglect the test. You embrace the test, and you understand that the test is not about the person. The test is about you. Do you see? According to Dr. David R. Hawking's scale of consciousness, if it's misapplied to shame, those prioritizing boundaries over transcendence. Here's the empirical piece of that. 72% of cult survivors report initial attraction to groups framing the group's framing of exploitation as enlightenment. That's Blackamore. Blackmore. Do you hear what I'm saying? Why is it that we are attracted, right, to toxic people? Do we remember our early upbringing? Who are we afraid to call toxic from that environment? Did you look up to a toxic parent? Did you model a toxic parent? I'm just interested to know why you keep going back to that genetic curse, epigenetic addiction to ancestral suffering, repetition compulsion, according to Freud, as inherited trauma imprinted via DNA methylation, Bill Lipton. I'm just interested. Why do you keep going back? What about that familiar toxicity makes you feel like you're at home? See, you'd rather accept the beast in me because it's familiar than the peace in me because peace is unknown to you. You're a quiet farmer. You're always cultivating quietude because you don't know how to get still inwardly and be at peace. Peace is a higher level of acceptance without judgment. Do you understand? Peace is a higher level of contentment without judgment. You can't stop judging your damn self, let alone your partner. When we come forward, the voice of reason will continue to cook up this bonfire. It's Monday. It's my birthday week. Friday is my birthday. Saturday, don't forget, the Miracle Theater. Go get your tickets now. The remaining tickets that are left, go get them now. Because this Friday, your brother and Ray Grady, we're going to cook up something special at the Miracle Theater.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear.
What up, y'all?
The voice of reason with Phil Williams.
Y'all gonna give me the rest of those likes? It's 49 people in here. We got 39 likes. We need 10 people to hit the like button. Like it, like it, like it. Like it, like it, like it, okay? I believe you, Pretty Brown Mimi. What's poppin'? Davy Lee, Arkansas in the building. Call me right now. Hey, who's calling me now? Who's calling? Who's calling me? I want to talk to y'all. Got you. I'm coming right to you, bro. Somebody hit the super chat. Hey, Smitty, 2389. Thank you, sir. Much love, brother. Your work is appreciated. Man, it's good to hear that. It's good to be appreciated. Thank you. Daddy and a caddy. What up? What if the beast is my fat wife? Wow. 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 Thank you guys for the likes. Been living in this pain so long is pleasure. Wow. Lloyd Hinton, call me. I ain't heard from you in a minute. Call in, brother. Let's have some real conversation tonight. I would love to talk to y'all. When you call in and we're able to talk to each other, I think the show gets even deeper. The show gets even more powerful. More information is unlocked. So call me. Call me. 1-800-920-1580. Moderators, please put the number in. Also, that shit was vicious, Caddy. Also, if you feel like supporting, just hit the super chat down at the bottom of the chat. We don't ask for a lot, 4 or 5. We call it twos and fews, pocket change, right? You can send it here to the channel, or you can go to my Cash App, $ZOWHATNETTER, NETTER, $ZOWHAT netter, NETTER. Moderators, put all of that information in there. Everybody hit the like button, like it, share it. Let's get it trending in the algorithm on YouTube. Let's go. Advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cow Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? LAFoodBank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. What up, Nzinga?
Got you here for a reason. Everything you've been through is for a reason. It's for a reason, baby. You're supposed to share your testimony. 4-4. What's unconditional love? You are loved by many people. I'm picking up people only see the beast in you, not so much the beauty. I feel like you're physically attractive, but they don't really see the beauty of your soul for real. A lot of these people can't see. They don't have spiritual sight. But those who know, they know, okay? Yeah, chaos and conflict. Like I felt, they only see the beast in you. They don't see the peace in you. What I said, they see the beast. They see what they want to see. People see what they want to see. It's sad because it's like they will miss out on a good person just by judging you, where you come from, how you may speak. Some of y'all ain't even got nowhere to live right now. Some of y'all don't even have a vehicle or something. It's like people just judging you, treating you all up, and they don't even know that you about to be up. They don't even know it, but you're still putting in work. It's like whether you just settled in a new home, you're about to get a new home, you're transitioning from one place to another, whatever this is. Man, these videos, these clips be driving me crazy. I'm hearing it when you hear it. What was that lady? Was that lady a reader or something, Andy? I heard the cards flipping. What in the world? Hey, we gonna get all of the message out. That's what's gonna happen. Yo, we gonna get all of the message out. Why do we go back to familiar patterns? If we keep in mind the works of Joseph Campbell, hero of 1,000 faces, what did he say that was so profound about the hero's journey? He broke down the hero's journey, and there's several stops in the hero's journey. Meeting a mentor. Well, first off, heeding the call. The call is an initiation to leave home, right? But in this clockwise progression that Joseph Campbell put together, you go through a lot of things to the point where the ego that was constructed at home gets annihilated, is destroyed. There's literally a death in his process. And you see it in the movies because most superhero movies use, right, the hero's journey. Think Superman dies. Think Neo dies. Think Batman's back is broken by Bane and literally thrown into a jail and has to heal himself and pull himself out. The hero goes through a transformative process. But by the time you come home, you're supposed to be more than you were when you left because of what you went through in your journey. This is life. But many of us have a failure to launch and we go back to the familiar. Why is that the case? When I come forward, the voice of reason, going to the phone lines, I want to hear your opinion. Why is the beast in me so attractive and more attractive than the peace in me? We'll find out. Hero's journey. The problem is other people to accept that journey or... Finish your thought, Lloyd. I want to hear what you're about to say. What up, what up, what up, what up, y'all? I appreciate everybody coming in here. We are thankful and grateful for the Super Chat support. We are thankful and grateful for the Cash App support. We are thankful and grateful for the likes. We are thankful and grateful for the shares. We are thankful and grateful for the subscribes. We appreciate all of your participation. We are thankful and grateful for the phone calls. Jamila. Everybody shout out Jamila for her Cash App. Jamila, I don't know you. I don't even see you in here, Jamila. Say hi. But Jamila, thank you. I appreciate it. Jamila, from the Arabic root Jamil, right? Means beautiful. Much love to the beautiful Jamila for her support. Thank you, Jamila.
Thank you guys for getting Jamba Juice the fuck on. Now, I'm going to ask you guys again. 2025 topics have been as fire or even more fire than 2024. But I will say this, the phone calls, the level of telephone participation has dropped. Okay? I need y'all to call in. I need y'all to keep us the #1 called into show on KBLA. All right? Please continue to call, and thank you guys for the likes. The likes are going up. We appreciate it. I let someone spin the block that I kicked to the curb 7 years ago. They love bombed, and I knew it. I knew it, but kept going. Then they showed up, and I almost lost it. Most of us, you should call in. Most of us. Why aren't you calling in? That's a story that needs to be shared. Suge Mac 510, what up? That's a story that needs to be shared. People will learn. What's macking? Yee yee. You still should call in. I think the story is relevant and in alignment with what we're talking about, and your testimony would be invaluable to other people who might be currently going through what you were able to evolve from, and sharing your story might give them some inspiration and some hope for a path forward. So I think you should call in.
Featuring KBLA's Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're going to transform relationship disasters into stand-up material live at Inglewood's Miracle Theater on May 31st at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My clinical team will disclose all of your dating woes, while the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady, has hand-selected supremely talented comedians to roast all of our tragic relationship choices. I dare you to bring your ex's phone number, because Ray, he's going to text it live, and the crowd will be sourcing emojis. Tickets are moving swiftly, so don't hesitate to grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before I diagnose your dating history as a pre-existing condition.
1-800-920-1580. That's the number to dial.
tragic things I think about men's experience is that you know some men that experience a lot of pain a lot of the time, right? A lot of emotional pain. The thing that preoccupies them the most is their wound. Sometimes in the Mankind Project, we call it wound worship. And the sad thing is that a man who has a lot of emotional pain has huge lover capacities, huge lover potentials. And the sad thing is he has not been aided yet to have the containment of these archetypes, these other archetypes, so that he can actually enjoy the power of his heart. This is the kind of person, you know, that when they walk in a room, they feel everybody's pain. And there are a lot of people who are simply receivers for awareness of pain, themselves and others. A lot of the time, these persons will have a lot of physical pain in their body, chronic physical pain in the body. And so I like to work with trying to help people see the strengths of what they have in their organization. So, you know, I have a lover guy come to see me. I'll start immediately reframing the degree to which he can experience his pain in others, because that is an achievement. It's just that it's a capacity that he's not yet integrated as a male self enough to be able to really enjoy it to the fullest. But it is possible for him to do so.
Man, that resonated with me. I don't know if it resonated with you, but that resonated with me. When he talks about it, he isn't integrated enough to be himself. Do you know that many of us are not ourselves? We are our masks. You are not a fully functioning being, self-aware being, until you start the integration process, the individuation process. Listen, it's basic. If you don't do it, you tend to be a manipulator. Why? Because you're hiding behind a mask. The mask has entropy and obsolescence built into it. What does that mean? That means it's going to break down over time. So what do you have to do? You spend most of your time maintaining the mask, looking the part instead of being the part. Do you understand? Becoming the part. Do you see? This is why the broken past for many people is so enticing, because you know the terrain. Do you see? What are some signs that your tendency to suppress is overpowering your inner beast and causing disharmony within yourself? Is your lack of inner authority the culprit behind you holding on to falsehoods and outdated belief systems that fall in line with with your codependent origin stories? I just want to know, why do you go back to a broken pattern just because you understand its topography? True or false? Being too much or not enough is a false narrative created as a self-tamer for your inner beast. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Agree or disagree? Taming yourself only serves to bring a false sense of security and external quiet to others who seek to control the outcome of you, meaning how you show up for them. Right? Outcome levels, right? OCL, outcome levels. Listen, this relationship isn't worth it unless I get the outcome that I desire. 1-800-920-1580. I want to know your thoughts. If trauma bonding creates neural pathways mimicking soul connections, how might one distinguish spiritual intimacy from biochemical Stockholm syndrome? This is real talk tonight. Why do you go back? Do you understand enough about a relationship? Just because you have the power to get in one doesn't mean you thoroughly understand what it is and what it is for. Or yourself, for that matter. Many of us don't even understand ourselves. We don't know how a relationship applies to us. Right? I could say all day in America, relationship is a mirror designed to reveal you to you for the benefit of you, so long as you claim the reflections that come back to you. When does self-sacrifice become a form of self-betrayal? And how might this correlate with Carl Rogers' concept of conditions of worth? Can suppressing the inner beast, per Carl Jung's shadow work, paradoxically amplify codependency by outsourcing emotional regulation to others? Gosh. Have you ever thought maybe I'm conducting my own humiliation ritual by going back to a broken pattern? 1-800-920-1580. We got callers on the line. I want to get them in here. John from Mountain View just joined the fray. John, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my friend?
Greetings and blessings, chat. And those within the sound of my voice, I will be very brief and quick because I have questions first.
Okay, let's go.
The first question is, would this be a result of the haloing, mirroring, and everything else that starts at the beginning of a relationship? 9 times out of 10, it's monkey mind that started it.
Ooh, you want to answer to that?
Yeah.
Oh, let me give it to you. And many people are probably not going to like it, John. But I got to tear the Band-Aid off. Most of us are downright liars, which is why there is an enhancement bias at the beginning, the 18-month period. We're walking on eggshells in the beginning. Why? Because we're uncomfortable being our true selves. Why are we uncomfortable being our true selves? Because we've never accepted our own shadow. We've never done individuation work. So guess what we do? We tolerate more. We aggrandize the good qualities and we minimize the negative qualities that are inherently showing in that person. The fact that there is an enhancement bias means we're liars. Straight up and down, no special effects. We are lying. And we have a desire to get what this unhealed wound has been begging for. We think that person can give it to us. So you know what? We're on our best behavior for 18 months. Now, isn't that a shame?
18 months or 11 years come Diddy and Casey.
Ooh.
Is that the whole presidential spectrum of Barack and Michelle?
Ooh. What do you mean?
Again, Michelle gets on there, and I don't remember her saying a single good word towards her husband since she's got the podcast.
I haven't seen the podcast, but I have seen many times where Michelle has bigged up Barack, has shown him love, appreciation, approval, acknowledgement, acceptance. I've seen that. So I don't know.
That was the show. Sir, that was the show. That was the politics of politics.
Interesting. I have to see the show in order to get, maybe you could send me a clip. I know we follow each other on Instagram. We brothers. So send me the clip because I definitely want to investigate the point that you're making about Michelle. That's very interesting. Are you saying they have a public persona and a not so public reality that we don't know about, that we know maybe very little about? Is that what you're saying?
The thing that brings about the difference in me is With her husband, it's this voice. With her brother, it's a different one. I'm confused.
Well, maybe it's not the same voice because it's a different kind of love, meaning a love for your husband and a love for your brother, two different expressions of the same love. Maybe it's that.
So you mean to tell me women too perform?
Maybe it's not a performance, though. Maybe it's literally a brotherly love versus the love she has for her husband. And maybe some of that love that she has for her husband is not for public consumption.
Well, okay, we're not going to say, what sexual positions they're in, though. But
No, I mean,
again,
sometimes.
we're talking about something as simple as the voice that she has that does not shun, hide, or is not behind no shield, i.e., almost as if she not only knows her demon, she's been holding the chain of that joker for this long. And now she's let that joker loose.
But this is what I'm asking you. Now I got to ask you directly. Are you saying she doesn't really love her husband? Is that what you're picking up? Are you saying she's performing being down with him? Is that what you're saying?
No, you already answered the question. It's just I needed to be said on the radio. We all lie.
Oh yeah. But
it's all this dance. It's all this. Yes, I've said it before in my own life. Life is like a dance. In order to keep in step, you got to let the music play.
But this is where the truth.
Who's playing the music?
But Brother John, this is where the real rubber meets the road. If we're talking about Michelle and Barack, we're assuming, we're speculating, because we are not in their position. The only way this truth holds any weight is when we're talking about ourselves.
Yes, sir.
Do you see? That's when this truth holds the most weight. From my vantage point, I think Barack and Michelle love each other like any other married couple that have been together that long, that have seen that much success, that seem to be pretty together despite being famous, globally famous, successful, because, sometimes money and fame and all of that stuff works against the relationship. They seem to be in a pretty solid position from my perspective. But because I don't have boots on the ground in their relationship, so to speak, I can't really speak to it. But what I can speak to is the truth that I have a direct connection to. And that's my relationships and how I show up. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Totally, sir.
Man, you already know, brother. I love you, man. Guess what you just did?
Love you more, big bro. Mountain View's in the house.
Mountain View is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, more from the phone lines. Hey, what up, callers? Call in. I want to hear from y'all. Call in. Can I get y'all to call in? Call in, call in. Lloyd Hinton and Dorothy, thank you for your cash apps. Listen, it warms my heart to see that I have some value in the world. When you guys show up for me, man, I'm just deeply appreciative. Okay? I'm just deeply appreciative because it lets me know, oh, man, what I'm saying is resonating with somebody. And you know that old adage, that old euphemism, if you could just help one person, you've done your thing. And let me just say this, people like Lloyd Hinton, John Gilbreth, Nzinga, Attila, Nikki from the SIP, Ronan, Truemonger, Davey Lee, it's people in here right now. Let me just get them all in. Third Eye, all y'all, right? Cali Soul, my goodness, Cali Soul, John Gilbreth, all y'all, the fact that y'all keep coming back, right? Nazarene X, the fact that y'all keep showing up, the fact that you keep supporting L.S. Jefferson, you know, Herschel, Heru Ali, Ghetto Gourmet, y'all know what it is. The fact that y'all keep showing up, the fact, Reggie, you know, the fact that y'all keep showing up is crazy, man. It's crazy. It means there's a resonance building, and I just really am grateful. So who's calling in? Get to your phone lines. Thank you guys for the likes. Mimi, thank you. Suge Mac 510. Damn. Thank you.
I wonder if you ever noticed our minds have very rarely really quiet. Silent. Having no problems, or having problems, putting them aside for a while, and having a free mind. A mind that's not cluttered. A mind that's not stretching out, not seeking anything, but absolutely quiet, silent, and perhaps observing not only what is happening in the world, but also what is happening in the inner world, in the world of one's own existence, one's own attitudes.
Try the videos off.
Just to observe. I wonder if one has ever done this kind of thing. Or we're always seeking, searching, asking, analyzing, demanding, trying to fulfill, trying to follow somebody, some ideal, and so on. Or try to establish a good relationship with another. I wonder why there is this constant struggle and strife and seeking. One goes to India, I don't know why, seeking something extraordinary that's going to happen when you go back to that country. Follow somebody who tells you to dance, to sing, to do whatever you want. And there are those who try to force you to meditate in a certain fashion, accept authority. Do certain rituals, shout when you like, and so on. While we are all doing this, what is our everlasting thirst? What is it that we are seeking?
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now.
Good job, King Joseph. Handle your scandal, brother. Hey, thank you, John. Appreciate you. I'm asking y'all, call in. We got a caller, but let's get two more. I want to talk to you guys. What up? What up? Man, most of us should call in. I don't understand. You have such good points. Call in and have a conversation with me. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. My engineer is right there. He will answer the phone. What up, Ida? I hope you're well as well. Hope you're good, for sure. Then thank you guys for the likes.
If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turn-offs? Fantasies and fetishes? Financial infidelity? I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy. How about the heavy stuff? The child
You'd have
was
to talk all
You
night.
still had to play child
I
support.
get
It's
it.
a very heated topic. How is that right? Mama's baby, daddy's maybe. I just have so many questions.
Go ahead and vent, brother.
I was like, is this gonna be roll up there? He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant. Betrayal has been committed.
Oh,
That you were
great
bad. How
insight,
does he
John.
maintain his composite? He likes it when it pinches my nip. Why can't you open up, brother? I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses. Yeah. How do you write William so well? So William. Reason and accountability. The voice of reason.
Every spiritual path, not just Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Judaism, everybody knows that the divine by any name is within us. But it is obscured by our identification with the little me, the small self. That small self blocks our ability to open up into our true nature.
Wait.
And our true nature.
We got to bring her back. Because Tenzin, she's a Buddhist, of course. Tenzin is on complete fire. And I need you to listen, to listen attentively, completely. Listen to what she's saying. Please pay attention.
Every spiritual path, not just Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Judaism, everybody knows that the divine by any name is within us. But it is obscured by our identification with the little me, the small self. That small self blocks our ability to open up into our true nature. And our true nature is wisdom and compassion by any name.
Wow. The small self is the identity. The identity is made up from early childhood experiences, right? So the identity is the curriculum. Can I go deeper? The identity, your identity is the curriculum. What does that mean? All curriculum must be graduated from. So the pattern, the modeling, you have to graduate from that, right? That's what transcendence is about. That's what self-actualization is about. Do you understand? And it's problematic because many people come to enjoy the identity created, right, in the pattern, right? We don't want to get rid of it. We don't want to remove it because now it's a part of who we think we are. Does that make sense? Do you see? But tonight's topic, you'd rather choose the familiar beast in me than to embrace the unfamiliar piece in me. Do you see? To choose known suffering over unknown peace reveals a fundamental paradox of human consciousness. Our nervous systems and souls often conspire to prioritize certainty over liberation. This phenomena, revealing toxic patterns or reliving toxic patterns because they masquerade as safety, operates through interconnected neurobiological, psychological, metaphysical, and sociocultural mechanisms that trap individuals in recursive loops of self-betrayal. Do you understand? Your ego, listen to what I'm about to say. Your ego was molded by a broken Geppetto. Your parents are Geppetto, Pinocchio, and they were broken. Do you see? Your job is to figure out the solution to the problem you were born into. That's what relationship is for. The adrenaline of the known, right? Empirical research demonstrates that the brain's basal ganglia, responsible for habit formation, cannot distinguish between beneficial and harmful routines. It simply reinforces familiarity. Toxic relationships trigger dopamine. We call it copamine or hopamine, right? Colloquially, right? Right? It surges through intermittent reinforcement, according to B.F. Skinner's operant conditioning, creating addiction-like neural pathways. Cortisol spikes from chronic conflict becomes the body's normal. Recalibrating stress thresholds, according to Robert J. Charles. Overthinking in relationships. Meanwhile, the amygdala portion of the brain interprets unfamiliar peace as dangerous, activating fight, freeze, or flight responses to protect us from listen to this, from serenity's perceived void. At least in the toxicity, there are walls. There's a foundation. There's a floor. Unconditional love has no floor, has no walls, has no shape. Do you understand? Unconditional love is barely comprehensible. Do you understand? That's why I say it's synonymous with God. We don't understand that. We're anchored, right, in this Stockholm syndrome kind of relationship with the broken pattern that we inherited. You want the highest level of love? You've got to die to whatever you've known. I know it's hard. We got callers on the line. Let's get them in here. Reverend from Dallas, Texas, Reverend L. Lord, 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 Lord. Lord have mercy. Oh, sweet Jesus, give me the power. We about to cut up. Lord have mercy.
What's going on, man?
Man, long time no hear from, man. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
The first part, what you mentioned about why they go back to the toxic.
Yeah.
Is a false reality. Is a fake change they're looking for. Now, I got solutions to this, too.
I want to hear
You
them.
know how let's take a small example. You have a lady that wants a good man, all this other good little stuff. She wants a good man, but she's trying to get him out of a hood dude. Like, some of the stuff just don't match. Now, you got some of the pieces that you want in life, but how are you going to make them blend? So what are you going to do? You going to put up with one and not the other? Or sit there and stick around and hoping for a change when you knew what you had from the beginning? You know, and some people, they look like a beautiful disaster. You ever heard of that type of people?
Yes.
Yeah, they'll knock you off your square if you ain't handling your business correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So my solution is you take small steps, take baby steps when it comes to trying to make change with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to change yourself first. So if you take that person along with you, you got to have some patience. That's my take on it. You know, a lot of people want their instant gratification when it comes to relationships, and you know, I want change and I want this and the other, but they go back to that familiarity, especially if it's something like they like a couple of good things, but then you got some of the bad that's not that bad, but bad enough to cause some confusion. So what do? Are you gonna make a change, or are you gonna, you know, when some people say, "Man, I'm done. You know, some people cut stuff off real quick, too fast, versus staying in too long. It's hard. We can't give somebody a time to get out. They got to be able to get out or stay in as long as they need to, but they need to do their work within themselves and tell that person that they're with too, hey, I'm working on myself. I still want you to be here, but I still want to work on some things with you, but be patient with me, and I'm going to be patient with you while we try to work on this together.
Right, right. And a big piece of that is safe space, creating a safe space to where you allow your partner to figure out their internal process without you sitting over them, timing them, right? Everybody's timing is different, right? You there?
So how much time is too much time? And how much time is too less of a time? There's no way we can really, get it. But
no. Wait, because you bring up a great point. That is a question that many people ask, right? Many people ask, how much time is too much time and how much time is too little time? Well, usually the person asking that question is the person on the outside of the problem, right? We're in the relationship together, but I'm on the outside of the problem. How am I on the outside of the problem, Reverend L? See, this is what people don't understand. A relationship is a shared environment where two people can't have direct access to each other's direct experience of the shared environment. So the only way for my partner to understand how I'm feeling is if I have the ability and the skills to articulate it properly. And maybe I don't have those skills at the time they're asking. So do you see how problematic how much time is too much time and how much time is not enough time? Do you see how problematic that can be? Because what that will reveal is the selfishness or the impatience of the partner. Well, I'm working on me and I'm seeing results. How come you not? We have a different process. We have a different way of processing healing or processing confronting ourselves. Does that make sense? Yeah. Go ahead, Reverend L. You got the floor, man. I'm with you.
Hey, it's just a deep process, but you can't be selfish. You know what I'm saying? We can't be selfish and want that time. You need to hurry up and get into this, hurry up and do that. It's like, whoa, because if you rush it, you might rush into something that you really ain't even prepared for.
Ooh, and boy, keep going, because you own it. Keep going.
That person that's rushing you, usually from my own experience, they rush you into some garbage. So you just got to be patient and go at your own speed. And if you like that person and you want to try to see where it goes, hey, let's take our time. But you have to be mature enough to even do that.
Reverend L.
A lot of times,
Reverend L, you just exposed another issue, right? If the person is saying how much time you need and how much time is too much and how much time is not enough, right? And they become impatient, then that revealed another issue that they got to work on, which is their patience.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see? You just revealed that, brother.
Patience is expensive. People don't want to pay for that. That's a high price.
Man, where are we running off to where we got to be on time? We're not even on time for work. We're not even on time for the club. We're not on time for our own birthday party. Where are we rushing off to when it comes to our partner being on time with their healing? Talk to me, man.
Because let me tell you why. Because that person, your partner, is not worth me taking a little bit of time to be patient for. I want against it right now. But again, if you do, hey, just be patient with me real quick. Because all that old hurt, all that old, I put patience in with this last dude, and he did me like this. Hey, I ain't him, and she ain't you. So this is a whole new experience. And we gotta work, together. Working together on that, then, what you expect?
Man, let me tell you something. You came in here with violence today. You came in here with two. Hey, I count 6 bullets. I count 2 guns. Bam! Hey, you came in here shooting, man. Guess what you just did, good brother?
Man, brought Dallas in the building. I'll be back on, brother. School's just letting out, so I'll be back on.
That's all right, brother. I got love for you. I'm glad you back in the building. We appreciate it. You brought Dallas, Texas in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me. 1-800-920-1580. The voice of reason is on complete fire.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything.
What up, y'all?
He breaks down relationship dynamics,
Reverend L. Cook.
wisdom, and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you were afraid to ask.
I count 6 shots. I count 2 guns. Bah! Give me that kneecap.
Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, what up, y'all? Everybody, thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. If you're enjoying tonight's show, don't hesitate to go over to my Cash App, $Zowood Netter. Drop a couple of coins on there, $2. We call it twos and fews. Moderators, can you put my Cash App in the chat? Please spam it so people can see it, because I know conversations are going on, but we just ask you to drop a couple of twos and fews on that on the Cash App, Super Chat, whichever one you prefer. We appreciate everybody for being in here. And like I said, Reverend L called in and expanded the conversation. When you call in, that tends to happen, right? The conversation will expand, it'll get deeper, and we'll be able to go into more nuanced discussion. So I appreciate that. And boy, is the time flying. Boy, the time is flying. How many times I gotta walk away? Relationship currency is running low. The question is inverted. Most of us, how many times I gotta walk away? How many times you gonna return? And why do you return? What pattern, or like we'll call it an unrequited pattern, one that you haven't addressed, right? Addressing it doesn't mean fighting it, confronting it, suppressing it. Addressing it means looking at it from a non-judgmental space to understand its operations. The real question is, why do you keep returning? Because remember, what you're not saying is still a part of what you're saying. What you said here is, how many times I got to walk away, which implies that you've come back. If your relationship is currency is running low, it's because you don't know how to manage your relationship currency. You're investing it in the wrong things. You're spending it recklessly. So right now you're coming from a victimhood mind state. How many times am I going to, what? Listen to what you said. How many times I got to walk away? How many times you going to put your tail between your legs without looking at yourself and walk back? Oh, you think they're going to change because you walked away? Maybe you're walking away as a control mechanism. Maybe you walking away is how you manipulate.
is down for you. The spiritual plane vibrates quickly. The creator energy, the source, the light, God, is vibrating so fast that it's impossible to see, detect. It basically seems like it's standing still. When people refer to high vibration, this is what they mean. If you are vibrating high, it means you are closer to the light, closer to the God energy. When you're vibrating high, things manifest quickly in your life because time is a physical plane illusion. You need time on the physical plane to experience the physical plane. The mental and spiritual plane, they don't deal in time. You can go into your mind right now and imagine what it would feel like to drive a Lamborghini. You can do that now, instantly. And that's just in your mind. If your mind can generate something that quickly, imagine how fast the spiritual plane can do it. This is why Jesus Christ, who is a metaphorical character who represents the spiritual plane, the light, the all on earth, is able to carry out miracles because the spiritual plane can manifest things instantly. This is why Jesus can take a loaf of bread and 2 fish and feed an entire crowd of people.
What you're not going to do is come for Jesus. I can't let you come for Jesus, pimp. Nah. You can't say he's a mythological figure and then say, oh, because he was vibrating so high, he was able to do these miracles. You need to figure out what you were saying. I was with you up until that point. Once you got to that point, I said, hold on. Wait a minute. You fumbled at the 2-yard line with the game on the line. This is why people don't want to hear you. Okay? You didn't even have to say the mythological character part. You didn't even have to say that. You were cooking. Jesus is vibrating on such a high vibration that he was able to manifest things instantaneously. He was tapped into the God force. That's all you had to say. But nah, you want to come for Jesus. Nah, you want to minimize and marginalize the Son of God. We not going to stand for it. That's one of our ancestors. Huh? We not going to stand for it. No Jesus slander up in here. Andy is like, oh, Zoe in here tripping. I'm on my soapbox. Do you understand? Can I tell you that the problem that you go back to, your toxic known, your familiar, even if it's toxic, you go back to your familiar. Do you know why? I keep telling you, the problems in your life, you can say problems, you can say curses, you can say curriculum. The problems in your life have a gravitational pull. The problems in your life are there for solving. It's part of your divine destiny. This is why you're born into the family you're born into. Your job is to take the ancestral baton and finish the race. How do you finish the race? By solving the problem so that it doesn't continue in your generational line. You will rewrite your DNA when you have a self-win. What are self-wins? When I'm conquering shadow aspects of myself, I discontinue that aspect for my generation, for my lineage. It's written in the DNA now. Would the DNA be a metaphorical type book of life? You are writing in the book of life when you have these psychological internal wins. Krishnamurti, I was just at his retreat this past weekend up in Ojai, California. My God, it was beautiful. I was in the home that Krishnamurti and his brother lived in. They came to California in 1922. I was at the cottage. I walked the grounds. I meditated. It was amazing. This is how Krishnamurti would talk about this. Listen to what I'm about to say. The problem is the curriculum. Your job is to solve the problem, i.e. end the generational curse, i.e. accept the generational curriculum and graduate. This is how Krishnamurti put it. If we can really understand the problem, the answer will come out of it because the answer is not separate from the problem. We separate the problem from the answer by looking for an answer externally. Somebody come in and save me. Somebody come in and behave and act the way I need you to behave. Somebody come in and don't disturb my wounds. Somebody come in and cater to the wounds. Somebody come in and be a butler and a cook and a chef for my wounds. My wounds need external supply because I won't give it internal empathy, internal attentiveness. Isn't that what the primary caregiver is supposed to give you as a child, according to attachment theory? If the attunement of the parent is off, insecure attachment styles can develop. And here you are, just as inattentive as your primary caregiver was for you. And this is why you go back to the pattern. When we come forward, one of my favorite callers is on the line. Hey, we cooking tonight. Let me ask an honest question. I do it for every show, and I would really love for some honest responses, some candid responses. They don't have to be complimentary. They don't have to be none of that. I'm asking you, does this message resonate? That's what I'm asking. Does this message, do you understand the concept? I heard most of us say, I'm lost. And I want to make sure that you're not lost because we're talking about why we go back to these patterns. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does it resonate? Come on. Even the people that are not calling in can answer that. Girl, Ada, you been in here long enough. I'm not taking it. Talking about, I just got in here. Unless you left and came back and left and came. Lord have mercy, Ida. Reverend said, keep cooking. This man said he can't find the school. The school is the relationship. The curriculum is the reflections, the triggers, how you're being triggered. Do you understand? You get in a relationship, you get triggered. Why are you being triggered? That's the curriculum. That you going in now, like, why did that bother me? Why did that upset me? Like mental finance. Thank you. Him no great. Thank you, Reverend L. Ratchet, for the Cash App. And Christian, I believe. Let me make sure. Christian, thank you. Reverend L. Ratchet and Christian dropped a couple of twos and fews on the Cash App. I appreciate it. Miss Walker, it resonates. I'm just processing it all. The big question is, why did I keep going back? I'm the only one that can answer that. Keep expounding on this topic, please. Thank you. Miss Walker, we appreciate you. And Miss Walker, you know we love to hear from you as well. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Call in and pick my brain about it, right? maybe more information can be triggered. I would love for you to call in and kind of pick my brain. Call me. Relationship is the school. I'm playing sick watching Price is Right. Hey, that used to be it. Let's go, Zoe. Let's eat. DJ Slider Bite. King Joseph up in here. We in here. Tapped In is in the building. Appreciate everybody. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for supporting the show. We appreciate it. And the show is damn near over. And y'all know we got an OG on the line. You know he finna cook. Y'all do not miss this. Do not miss this.
Featuring KBLA's Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're going to transform relationship disasters into stand-up material live at Inglewood's Miracle Theater on May 31st at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My clinical team will disclose all of your dating woes, while the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady, has hand-selected supremely talented comedians to roast all of our tragic relationship choices. I dare you to bring your ex's phone number, because Ray, he's going to text it live, and the crowd will be sourcing emojis. Tickets are moving swiftly, so don't hesitate to grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before I diagnose your dating history as a pre-existing condition. This is GBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio.
No.
Occurs being a highly sensitive person, or even thinking that you are. Now, did you know that being a highly sensitive person is actually an adaptive personality trait, and it's not a flaw? And in this video, you're going to find out why. So stick with me, and here we go. So the concept of highly sensitive people or person differs from being just overly emotional. So let's talk about some of those traits that make up highly sensitive people. First, we're talking about a heightened sensory processing individual. And this is an increased sensitivity to various stimuli. Now, not only your five senses, but also to your perception of various experiences and those around you. And this can really get played out because of past experiences that you've had that can influence not only how you respond, but certainly how you interpret various situations. Now, also, there's emotional intensity. Now, this is also something that we see in highly sensitive people, because you experience emotions deeply and more intensely. You know, some folks may have said, oh, he or she is so emotional, da-da-da-da-da. But highly sensitive people, that emotional intensity can actually be a good thing, because it helps you be certainly more aware. But we gotta watch out for that distortion. That distortion could be from mental health concerns, depression, anxiety, PTSD, borderline personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, whatever it may be. So being emotionally intense, so to speak, feeling it is understandable. And you have to be aware of that if you have that experience of emotions in a very deep and intense way. Now, another component is the depth of processing. And that is that you process information more deeply, which leads to richer inner experiences. And this can be that highly sensitive people really do benefit from meditation. They really can get a deep sense of calm and peace when they're able to control a lot of those distracting thoughts and visions. And by visions, I mean certainly memories or images of people and experiences that you've had that pop in your head, and that depth of processing, because you can feel things and understand things at a deeper.
Again, he was cooking as well. Who was that, Andy? You know, I hear the videos and the clips when you guys hear them. Who is it?
Dr. Daniel Fox.
Dr. Daniel Fox. Love, love, love what he said. And these are skills, right? Being able to emotionally self-regulate, right? These are skills. And many people are unaware of these skills until they go to therapy or, you know, go sit down with someone and someone shows them how to walk through it, right? Again, we know nothing about this as we enter into the world of relationship, right? We have to learn about it typically after we've been hurt or, something comes up and then, oh, wow, I need to go to therapy, and you start to find out about yourself a little bit more. But relationship is a highly sophisticated, holographic, reflective, highly reflective environment that gives you so much data and feedback on who you really are. Whereas in the sense of you might be, it might be unbeknownst to you until you're in a relationship, but relationship reflects all of this data back to you for you to reclaim, right? Not for you to blame, but for you to reclaim. Oh, this came from there. This came from childhood. I remember when my mother did this. These are moments where now you're reading the textbook. Relationship is the university of you. Relationship is a school. You're the student. The curriculum is based on the acquisition of self-knowledge. Do you understand? Your partner is a mirror, i.e., a question to an answer you've carried since you were a child. So they come into your life, they hit you with the question, the answer resonates from within. Now it's time for self-love, self-approval, self-acknowledgement. You're not judging the reflection. You're not minimizing the reflection. You're not blaming the reflection. Do you understand? That's how relationships work. That's how you grow internally. Right? But many people think the person shows up and supposed to cater to all my needs. First off, 99% of your needs can be fulfilled by you. And we're talking psychological needs. Self-worth, self-approval, self-acceptance. I wonder, why do we need connection with others when we're disconnected internally? Is that the reason why we are so needy of others? People got to show up the way we need because we're disconnected. Listen, individuation makes you a whole person. How many partial people walking around this place? No wonder connection is, my needs need to be fulfilled. It's because you're disconnected. I know you don't want to hear it put that way. We got callers on the line. One of my favorites is in the building. You already know what it is. This brother from the City of Champions, the Forum, SoFi, Intuit. Yo, man, we up in here. My brother Leroy, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my friend?
Greetings. Can you hear me clearly, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can we go here? Can we go here?
Yes.
You asked the question, why do we go back to the toxicity, known toxicity,
Yes.
versus unknown peace,
Ooh,
right? Or the
yes.
promise of unknown peace, right?
Come on, Leroy. I'm going to get out your way. Go ahead.
Okay. Today is a celebration of the life of Malcolm X, El Haj Malik Shabazz, formerly Malcolm X.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And last week you mentioned one of his Garveyite followers of the modern day Professor Amos Wilson.
Yes, sir.
A name that not even, no offense, Travis or Cornel West will even touch. Matter of fact, outside of Nina Turner, I don't know anybody on the weekday lineup that will touch Amos Wilson's name, much less his work. He's too oriented.
You know I touch it all the time, sir.
I know you do, but I also know you put the comedy on the next day because you got wisdom. So. I hate you, I love you. Bad the luck. Got my mask, you know what I'm saying? So,
we got to promote that thing, man. Come on. I hope to see you.
You know, now, well, he spoke, as you know, Amos Wilson's work, he's a psychologist amongst many other things, but he spoke often of Stockholm Syndrome and healing the brokenness, healing black brokenness, or healing brokenness by way of self-love, right? Malcolm posed something to us. He posed, who taught you to hate yourself?
Come on.
Who posed to us, only a fool will allow his enemies to educate their children.
Ooh.
He posed to us, when you must go to someone who hates you to get a job, you in bad shape.
Keep going.
Why do I keep coming back? Because it's easier to roll downhill than climb uphill. Toleration is easier than transcendent transformation.
Wait. I can't. Wait. I can't. Slow it down. I can't let you roll past that. Toleration is easier than transformation.
Not just transformation.
Transcendence. Yes, keep going.
Okay. So that's the challenge that you pose to us, right? Now, one of the things we got to deal with, and it's kind of rough. This is not fair where I'm about to go, okay? Let's be clear, okay? We've been conditioned, you know.
Yes.
Every time I move, I lose. When I look, I'm in. Every
Come on.
time I turn around,
back in love again.
What's my man? I can't let go. What is it? Before I let go.
Before I let
go. Right? One more chance. Biggie, give me one more. Come on. Running back to you, Ashante. Come on. I'm just saying we've been conditioned so the way I'm about to go ain't fair now.
Come on, keep going.
But it's love. But it's love. All right? We learn most of the lessons of life that we learn are learned by practice, by way of playing. Now, when you try to do that in the love game with a partner that you're trying to build with, when we practice by way of playing, we are called players.
Ooh, keep going.
Right? Because playing, at least for me, and I know for me for sure, playing is about winning. It's a competition for me.
Yes, sir.
I'm not just dancing the dance. I want to win
when
I dance. Right? I'm not just touching the touch. I'm not just whispering the whisper. I want to win something.
Yes.
And I'm playing games, and I got some go-to moves.
You know how to get. You know how to get to the elbow. If you need to get to the elbow to get. Yeah, come on. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Hole in one.
Yes.
Like eagle.
Yes.
Touchdown. But when you deal with transcendent transformation, which is a different level, it reduces and eliminates these habits. So now I'm in between where I want to grow, I need to grow, I should be growing, and I've got these habits that help me win the other way, but I'm playing games in that way. Now I'm supposed to be serious, and I'm in unfamiliar territory. And it's rough, right? And so we realize at a later point, we don't have to graduate.
Keep going.
I don't got to graduate. I can stay right where I'm at and keep on winning at this level that I'm familiar with, where I can practice my way of playing.
Come on.
You asking me to move into this other area that I haven't had as much practice for, and it's blind, so I can't really play with it. I got to be serious, which means every L I take is like a face-first dive. I'm doing the scorpion, and that is an uncomfortable position to be in over and over.
Keep going.
I'm familiar.
So let me ask.
Where I'm at.
Wait, I gotta ask you because you're cooking, man. Are we afraid of the unknown? Are we afraid of discomfort? Do we think somehow discomfort isn't a part of the game? Talk to me.
Fear. Let's say fear as a healthy caution is healthy.
Yes.
Fear as a phobia is irrational. Because a phobia is an irrational fear.
Right.
When we vacillate between those two, and I don't have somebody to help me land the dismount because my lighthouse has been shrouded.
Come on, I hear you. Come quote them books, man.
But it's really rough on me to just jump into the void without knowing if I'm going to land in a way that don't make me fall face first into the scorpion position again.
Right. Right.
All right? And so you asking me now, Krishnamurti is asking me now, right? The teachings of Yeshua HaMashiach asking me now. Buddha is asking me now. The wise sages, the sad gurus, and
come on,
asking me now to walk into this water. You're saying, "Come to me, my son." Just have faith. And I'm walking on the water to come to you, and then I start looking around at my friends, I look around at my family, I've changed my diet, I'm meditating, I'm praying, I'm dressing different, I'm walking different, I'm talking different, I'm breathing different, I'm getting in shape, and I'm losing all my friends and my family members in the process, coming towards this messianic truth that I'm not ready for, and next thing you know, I'm sinking.
Oh, you're Peter now. You're Peter.
Yes.
Come on.
And I'm supposed to be going towards the new thing that's in a mist and a cloud. I can't quite always see it, and I'm doing the impossible. The bumblebee is flying. Charles Barkley, 300 pounds, is jumping and thunder dunking. The child with the wounded leg or arm is walking, even though you thought that it was a deformed leg. The child don't know it's deformed. They just get up and do it because they don't know no better until you tell them. And once you tell them, they can't walk, they can't run, and they can't do.
Wait. Stay right there. Stay right there. We got to let them digest a little bit. When we come forward, back to Inglewood, Leroy. Yo. Man, ain't nobody on the radio doing this. There's nobody on radio getting it like this. Man. Yo. This different right here. Yo, nobody's doing it like this. All right then, Michael. First off, one word questions, my man. Woo. Yo, the show is lit. Reverend L says, amen. It's all a part of the journey to inspire self-reflection and growth. Came in there, guns a-blazing. I already know what he about to do. Leroy is cooking. Why do we get so many trolls? It's crazy to me. Thank you. Hella Bill.
For the trauma, the more a religious approach is necessary. Because if you're traumatized, you're in the landscape of good and evil. Right? You're traumatized by an encounter with evil. It's not mere tragedy. It's not just that something bad happened to you. Bad things happen to people all the time without them being traumatized. Usually if someone's traumatized, they've been bit by malevolence. It might be their own, it might be someone else's. They've been bit by malevolence. They don't know what to do with that. They don't know what to do with the reality of evil.
Man, the trolls are in the building. You already know what it is, but guess what? The VOR gonna land this plane. I want to get my brother Leroy's final thought, because when I tell you this is a master chef in the kitchen cooking, man, come on back in here and give us your final thought, brother Leroy.
All right. I think I touched enough where I was supposed to go. Once again, we back on Malcolm. Who taught you to hate yourself? Only a fool will allow his enemy to educate his children. And whenever you have to go to someone who hates you to get a job, you're in bad shape.
Mm-hmm.
Almighty God during the evolutionary process gave the cactus some spikes to help it with its succulent inners.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It gave the turtle and the turtle a shell because the meat is so sweet on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
It gave the rose thorns because these things were so valuable, everybody wanted them, but nobody respected them until they put some armor on. And when I mask up, when I got my guard up, that's my armor. It's a part of me. And until I reach transcendent transformation, where I can literally fly away, I can choose to do it a different way, I need my armor. And until I can find the master, the truth, that thing within, and let it shine its light, I'm better off with the armor and the familiarity of toxicity than moving into the space of the unknown towards the potential for healing, but a higher probability of pain on the way.
Man, let me just say this, brother. I appreciate you. I love you. And it's a gift every time you call in. Guess what you just did?
Brought Inglewood into the building, City of Champions once again. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, brother. Inglewood is in the building, but I'm going to come back. You got to break the addiction. Right? What addiction, Zoe? Let me tell you something. I believe most of us are insecurely attached in some way, shape, or form. Relationship is about self-knowledge. When you lack self-knowledge, you may be subject to codependency. What you don't know about codependency is that codependency can be a type of drug. Krishnamurti already told us relationship is a mirror. Ross Rosenberg writes The Human Magnet Syndrome, talking about how codependents are habitually and instinctively attracted to and later bonded to severely narcissistic partners. What? Yes. Codependency or self-love deficit disorder. This is what Ross Rosenberg named it. When you go back to a familiar pattern, you must lack knowledge of self and thus self-love. Because why would you put yourself in a familiar toxic shell, as my brother Leroy called it, just because it's known to you? Again, relationship is not about, let me come back. Reality is not about you getting ready. Somebody invented a clock and made it seem like life is on your time. Let me tell you something. Growing up is not on your time, because opportunities to grow up just show up when you're ready or not. We always want to say, wait a minute, let me get ready. Hold on, I wasn't ready for this. Wait a minute, I wasn't planning on it. You didn't plan to meet the love of your life. You didn't plan to get your heart broken. Let me tell you something. You thought just because you got to watch that time is subject to when you're ready, but it is not subject to when you're ready. Listen, your lesson gonna happen when you least expect it, or even when you plan for it. It's just gonna pop up. Now, let me tell you something. You either accept it or you get ready for it to come back in some way, shape, or form. Listen, I started the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. The Voice of Reason just getting the week started. I'll be back tomorrow with another set of slappers. There it is. Great show tonight. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for the love. Thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all for showing out. Everybody who called in. Dope, 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 dope. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm out.